Hi, my name is John. Welcome to my page. There's a lot of stuff going on this page. I bought one of these old cars and I've been pretty disgruntled about the process ever since. But let me tell you what I expected. I grew up in cities. I grew up in St. Louis and I spent time in Texas and I've lived in Alabama and I've lived Illinois. I've lived around. The one constant for me wasn't family. I don't have any. The one constant for me was I loved working on cars, and fixing them up and, the pastime and go into the junkyards. I had a Pontiac, a 1980 Pontiac Grand Prix. It was one of my first cars as a boy. And I spent so much time at Speedway Junkyard in Illinois that car should have just said Speedway on the side of it. I probably was one of their best best promotional items. Then when I got my Cutlass, it was the same thing. I mean, and we fixed that Cutlass up. I got good rims for it, and we put in really nice seats and worked on the motor. And I got a transmission from over at Speedway and got it built so that car would make second gear scratch, and it wasn't a mistake. That car'd fly. And I enjoyed it. And I did that through my late teens all the way into my early 30s. I was a junkyard rat. I spent so much time at the junkyards that my first wife felt like the car took precedence over her. And maybe it did. Maybe that's why I'm not with her anymore. That being the point. So when I bought this old car, this old 58, I thought, I'm going to spend some more time at the junkyards. We'll get out the junkyards and we'll go find these parts and it'll be an experience. The problem? Junkyards don't have these cars anymore. I couldn't even find, I believe that's like a 1972-ish Mustang motor in that 58, and I couldn't even find a 1972 Mustang motor. There's no 1972 Mustangs. There's no motors around here anymore. Or you have to buy whole motors from parts places. The junkyards don't have anything that old. Everything's 2000. In some cases, that's even old. 10 years ago. Anything in the last 10 years. So we're forced to dig on the internet and find stuff. But I'm a tactile. I want to touch it. I want to be able to look at it. Yeah, that's probably the right size, or at least close enough that I can work with it. This getting stuff off the internet, you're looking at a picture and trying to guess how long it is and what does it match up to. For the birds. So I love the car. That car's great. I look to get it on the road and run around in it some and remember what it was like before computers. But I don't like the experience. I don't like we're missing the junkyards. The junkyard aspect of this is a huge thing for me, and it was a big draw to the hobby. And not having junkyards and spending all my time on computers, it's just not something I like to do. So there you go. That's what I'm not really mad about the car. That guy give me I mean, I probably overpaid a little bit, but as a whole, he's done a lot of work on that car, and he's been helpful even after I bought it. I call him and say, hey, what's going on with this? Oh, well, that's fiberglass around the exhaust. I did that because my welding's not that great and there's some holes there. So I tried to cover it up. Don't worry about it. It won't catch on fire. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's going to catch on fire. He says, no. He's been a great help. I'm just disgruntled because I can't just go buy it. And when I get stuff off the internet, it's not correct. I don't know what the names of some of this stuff is. I go find it in the junkyard because I know where it came from. But this whole thing is not the experience that I was looking for. I hope once I get the car running, at least I get some of that back. It reciprocates in that fact. So that's the thing. Y'all enjoy the page. Don't pay any attention to me. I'm doing the best I can, even though I don't get to go to the junkyard. I'm not a big computer guy. I'm dyslexic and I don't do real well on the keyboard. And I can't read a lot of information. I can't read for a long time. Specs and all that stuff. I want to go to the junkyard, get my bag of tools. I got tons of tools. Go take the part off, look at the part side by side. Yeah, that'll probably fit this nut or this bolt, right? That's the problem. But we got a great hobby, and it's a dying one, and we may be the last generation who enjoys it. So I'm making the best of it. One love. Thanks for watching.